Hi guys, how are you? Welcome to my first ever YouTube channel. I am so excited to finally start with a video. It took me long, but here I am. So I was thinking, you know what, let me start my makeup off by following and recreating my favorite makeup artist that I have been following for years. The makeup artist that I chose is Nikkietutorials. She has been all-time favorite of mine forever. This is so cool. We are actually doing a makeup look that is affordable. Who doesn't want that, you know? Let's get started.
For primer today, because not to prime is a crime, I am going in with this Catrice Cosmetics Prime and Fine Dewy Glow Fixing Spray.
I'm going to use a setting spray that is good for priming, and I'm going to use a different setting spray that is, you know, going to give me some glow. So the one that I'll be using is Makeup Primer Spritz by Australis. This will give me a long lasting of makeup on my face. The second spray I will be going with is the SPORTSGIRL Illuminating Setting Spray.
For foundation, I am using
She's starting with
this
foundation.
right here. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte 24-hour foundation.
I don't have that, but I will be using the NYX foundation. It is affordable, it is really full coverage. So the foundation I'll be using is Can't Stop, Won't Stop Full Coverage Foundation in the shade One Vanilla. So what she's doing is applying it straight on the beauty blender, and then she's just tapping on her skin. For me, this foundation is really drying, but it does give that full coverage effect. It's really nice on a lot of skin tones. And it also looks like she has some foundation. She went with the beauty blender on her lids, so I'll just do that too. It didn't show it, but that's what I'm assuming. So going with the concealer.
Today, Makeup Revolution it is, and I'm using the color C2.
I don't have the new one, but I do have the Super Size Conceal and Define Full Coverage Concealer from Revolution, so that still works. I have the shade in C5. She's using the concealer under her eyes front here. She doesn't apply it all the way there. I usually apply my concealers kind of like a triangle, but you know what, we'll just have to do what she says. I will be going with the e.l.f. 16-hour camo concealer in the shade Light Sand. So I'm going to use that to kind of brighten my under eyes, and then I'll blend everything together.
And a little bit, I'm going to bake my under eyes and set my entire face using the Fit Me Loose Powder in 05 by Maybelline.
I have the 15 light, so she applies it under her eyes and all over her face. Okay. The one that I have is a bit dark, so I think I'm going to go use another one. I'll bring my other powder and then we'll do that. Fit Me one that I have is a bit too dark, so I'm going to go with my Revolution Banana powder. It will brighten my under eyes, and then with this I'll set my whole face.
Okay, I'm gonna go off camera for a little bit and do my brows.
Okay, she's going to go off camera to do her brows.
Too long ago,
so I'll have to do that
I'm
too.
using the Maybelline Brow Ultra Slim Defining Pencil. This
she's using something like a pencil. I don't have that exact product, but I do have this pencil eyebrows that
in my
I'm
humble
going to use
opinion,
instead.
one of the best eyebrow pencils on the market. So I'm going to be using this to fill out my brows, and then I'll be back.
The pencil one that I'm going to be using is this one here. I don't know what it's called or which brand it's from. I'll do my eyebrows off camera and I'll be back as well.
Brows are done. Brows are looking luscious and sharp. And now
My
it's
brows are
time
done
for
too.
a soft, ultra glam makeup look. So I've done a soft glam makeup tutorial before, and it was mainly
We're doing
focusing
glam
on a
makeup
lot
look,
of matte
guys.
shades. And today I want to channel that same vibe, but add a little bit more glam and more sparkle. This right here is the LA Girl Pro Artistry Eyeshadow Palette in the color Hello, I don't know the name, but it is this one with these sort of like neutral shades in it. So what I want to be doing is create that soft,
so she's using like neutral shades for her eyes
line, and then a pop of shimmer on the lid. Before we apply any shadow though, we have to Optimus prime. We have to prime that eyelid to make sure that all the hard work that we're putting in is gonna last. And a nice and affordable trick for that is just picking up your concealer and using
let's do that because she's going too fast. Using the concealer from e.l.f. and apply that on my lids. So the priming is done with the concealer. Now I think she's going to go with the shadow straight away.
First color I want to go in with feels like this shade right here.
Okay, so she's going with a warm neutral transition color. The palette that I'll be using is the Revolution. I'll be using this shade right here. And they are really pigmented, so you need to be kind of light-handed in these. Really, really affordable. And the best eyeshadows I know so far. So she blends this part right into her eyebrows. Okay, now that looks a bit crazy, but trust the process.
On the lid, I don't know why, but this color is speaking to me. So I want to pick that up on a brush and put it down on my lid.
So the palette that I'm going to be using for the silver shimmer is Crown, which is that one there.
It is time to smoke out the lash line, because one of the key features of soft glam is a smoky lash line. So I'm going in with this chocolatey brown here, and we're going to town.
From the same palette, I'll be using, before I use that one, now I'm going to be using this dark chocolatey color. Nikki used something similar to that, and we're going to apply it close to our lash line as possible. So she kind of smokes it up over here as well to create that kind of cat effect. I used this one, it wasn't dark enough, so I'm going to be using this one right here a bit to kind of darken that shadow up.
For the lower lash line, again to make the shadow stick, I'm applying a bit of that concealer.
So now we applied the concealer, let's apply the shadow.
And taking that same brown as I used at the top, and I'm gonna just start placing it very closely to the lash line and start getting smoky up in here. I'm gonna take that first crease color and make it softer.
So with that soft brown, she's just blending the harsh edges. I think we're done. Let's see what she does next.
Highlight my inner corners.
Okay, so she's putting a highlighter in her inner corners.
Oh, hi. You know what?
I'll be using the highlighter from W7. I think that's it. And then she does the other eye off camera and then she comes back. I'll be doing the same thing. I'll do this eye off camera and I'll be back. So we're done with the eyes. It looks so nice. She went off the camera and put on the lashes. So I was like, you know what? Let me do that too. Let's see what her next step is.
Time for bronzer! I am using the Maybelline City Bronzer in 100.
Yes, I have that, yes.
No, 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 no.
I have that bronzer right here. The City Bronzer from Maybelline. I love this bronzer.
So I take the bronzer, I start from way up here, and then in
Circular
circular motions, I bring it forward to contour the nose and give yourself that perfect, soft, glam, structured nose. Just take my bronzer
entire
and
nose,
bronze my
guys.
entire nose. So touching the top of my nose, just kind of brushing that bronzer on all the way. Then take your face powder and snatch the sides. Do a little bit on the top of the bridge. Look at that. That is a carved nose. Now I take a big face brush and brush away the face powder lightly, and you're left with a softly
look at that. Oh no, it's snatched.
Contour. For blush, I'm going to take one of my all-time favorites. This one is by Flower Beauty. This is a Flower Pots powder blush, and this one is in the color Peach Primrose.
The only peachy blush that I have is from Chi Chi Ombre Blush Collection, which is the middle shade. It's shimmery, but I think it will work. I love putting blush on my nose, always.
Affordable highlights in my collection is by Catrice. This is a 3D glow highlighter.
She's using this like kind of icy kind of type of highlight.
Stop it. Get some help.
I'll be going with the W7 highlighter.
One of the essential key parts of a soft glam look is a nude overlined lip.
The one that I have from Morphe is this one. It's kind of close.
My favorite nude gloss on top, also by Maybelline. This is the Vivid Hot Lacquer in Tea. To seal the deal and set everything, I'm going in with this setting spray by Catrice, and this one is the HD Active Performance Free Zing. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Soft, glam, smoky, ultra sexy look on a budget.
That concludes the video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this look that I created step by step by Nikkietutorials. Please share, like and subscribe. Also turn your notification bell on so every time I post you get notified. Yeah, so this is the final look.